Coming up.
No, Mars, you did not.
Jakbyś to powiedział?
You've been very foolish.
Okay, that is peculiar.
This is dry. I'm going to read it in a dry way.
No, I don't like listening to such things.
Could you make that noise again?
I don't want to be spoken to like that.
Good creative process, that, isn't it?
Yeah, no.
But I reckon that's a good thing.
The axe fell on Sam.
You loved being evil in this.
Bloopers are us.
Oh, disaster.
And now, enjoy the podcast.
How do you say that?
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 Hello and welcome to today's episode of How Do You Say That, sponsored by BritishVoiceover.co.uk. This, over there, is my co-hostess, Sam Boffin.
Yes, hello. And this is my co-host, Mark Rice.
Well, this week, like every week, we're chatting to a very special guest as we set out to prove there's more than just one way to read a script.
Yes, there are loads of different ways. So if you use a mic at work, perhaps you're a podcaster, a director, an actor, or even a voice actor, then this podcast is for you.
Now, fun fact time. The fun fact about Sam this week is that she doesn't know her right from her left. Do you have to write it on your hands?
No, but I've spoken about this actually recently as well. And do you know, the reason was somebody actually saw me doing it. They said, it's Ant Hewson actually. I was sitting with him and he said, look to your left. And I do what I always do and didn't realise that it was so obvious. I looked at my watch arm to check that was my left arm, and then looked, well, actually I looked wrong anyway, but and then supposedly looked to my left. I don't even wear a watch.
I have a friend that I sit in the car with sometimes who, when I ask for directions, he says left and I turn left and he went, no, the other left.
The other left. The right, in other words.
Basically the right.
It's a really weird thing. You kind of think it doesn't affect you much, and then actually, the weird thing is I know stage right and stage left.
Oh, but they're the other way round, so that's even more complicated.
Exactly. That's probably where the confusion lies. I've always known those, and I know where the left-hand side of a television screen is, but I don't know in the real world.
Okay, that is peculiar.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Mark's fun fact is that, get this, he held a 2-week-old kitten for the first time this week.
It was so fluffy. And its mum was very, very friendly. I didn't know how the mum would react with me stroking it. And at one point I put the little kitten down and was just stroking its back. And the mum came up, grabbed it by the back of the neck and chucked it off the sofa and it landed on the floor.
Oh my God.
Because she wanted it back on the floor again.
Brutal.
I know. Well, of course, we also have a special guest who this week is voice actor Mars Lipowski. Hello, Mars.
Hello.
Hello.
Good to be here.
Those
Good to be
dulcet
here.
tones. Hello,
That was your deep, dark brown voice. I love it. Sam, let's find out a bit more about Mars, shall we?
Yes, so Mars is a multi-award-nominated bilingual voice actor, and he's a bit like a high street Polish delicatessen because he offers world-renowned traditional cold cuts, heartwarming homemade preserves, served up with a loving heart, a strong work ethic, and resilience crumbs. All of that. So Mars grew up behind the Iron Curtain, around cinemas and theatre shows in a filmmaking family, and his love for various areas of the arts spread across the many planes of his life.
Well, you will be unsurprised when you hear him go for it that Mars is a trained actor and a full-contact karate instructor as well.
Very important to remember that.
With his partner Ted Huggins, he also crafts and creates demo reels. So if you add together his audio design skills, his broadcast media background and his love for voice acting, you get a guy who can kick his way through a brick wall whilst calmly reciting haiku with a smooth, mesmeric voice.
Ooh.
Quite an image, that. Well, some of the recent projects that Mars gave his voice to are Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and 3, Warhammer's Total War, Pharaoh and Age of Water. Wow, that's a lot, Mars. Have you got a fun fact that you can share with us?
Yes, it's a fun fact. In my town, there is a ruined castle tower, and I climbed up once while being under influence, and I couldn't get down. No. Yes, and
So
I
you're
stayed
stuck?
there for 4 hours, I think. And when I got to my senses, I eventually did. But
Wow.
it was fun.
Well, on that very risky behaviour note, let's have a look at our first script of the show and ask, how do you say that?
How do you say that?
So this is a little something that I've been working on fairly recently.
This is drier than some of the stuff you've worked on recently,
Isn't
actually,
it?
isn't it? This is a definite corporate, I'm thinking.
Well, it is a corporate, and I chose it because Mars has definitely not brought a corporate with him. So I thought, well, I'll bring something along that is a direct contrast to that.
Nice.
Yeah, so...
This is about customer intimacy. Who's the audience that we're working towards?
They are talking to their customer, basically.
Right.
It's not an internal, they're talking to their customer.
Okay, fair enough. It strikes me as fairly dry, but I'm guessing that, you always tell your clients you don't want it dry, you want to put a bit of personality in it.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I would never say, oh, this is dry, I'm going to read it in a dry
Well,
way.
Of course you would. Absolutely. Do we say the numbers?
Good point. Yes, I did.
Okay, fine.
Mainly because you lead into it by saying there are 3 key areas.
You mentioned that I'm going to be talking to a customer. Am I right?
Yes, you're talking to the person who is buying what they have to sell.
Okay, I'll try to do my best, yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will.
God.
All right, well, I'll have a go first, then you can have a go, Mars, and then we'll see what Sam did with it in the end. And no doubt there will be a surprise somewhere within there, because there always is when Sam does it. Right, so customer intimacy, all right, and a bit of personality, all right. So, okay, here we go then. So what does customer intimacy really mean? We've split it into 3 key areas. 1, understanding. Through understanding what our customers want more clearly than the competition, we can better meet customer needs. 2, influencing. Through shaping what customers want and lending them our international insight, we can be better placed to deliver for them. 3, creating. Through co-creating new solutions to the challenges of today and tomorrow, we can be true partners to our customers.
Lovely. Very perky.
Yeah, perky is a good way of putting it. I think probably more perky than I would normally do it, but I think as you brought it, I thought add a little bit of something there.
You thought, well, it's going to have to be perky.
It was good. A bit too... I'm thinking how to put it. Not that it was bad or anything, but it was very dry. Yeah, not exactly.
So not perky enough.
I mean, not exactly. I wasn't thinking that you're talking to a person that you, like, for example, is sitting in front of you.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
That's fair, and especially as we're talking about customer intimacy.
It still felt a bit corporate.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It felt. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to go, that is a corporate. That's what it is.
But you have to.
I know.
Yes, I know.
I know. Yeah, no, all good points. All right, Mars, let's see what you make of this one, shall we, about customer intimacy. Go for it.
Okay. So what does customer intimacy really mean? We've split it into 3 key areas. 1, understanding. Through understanding what our customers want more clearly than the competition, we can better meet customer needs. 2, influencing. Through shaping what customers want and lending them our international insight, we can be better placed to deliver for them. 3, creating. Through co-creating new solutions to the challenges of today and tomorrow, we can be true partners to our customers.
Oh, I liked that.
I am going to go pacing there. I'm going to go pacing there because
Really? Yeah,
I
too
thought
fast.
I thought that was a bit quicker than I thought you were going to do it. Yeah.
Well, but I thought very nice and breezy. Very nice and, it said what it is. It didn't muck around. It kind of delivered it in a really personable way.
And very friendly. Yeah, absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt. And your accent is one I could listen to all day long. You could deliver e-learning to me without a problem because I found myself listening closely. And I think that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Reading it, I was thinking that I know it's for a customer that buys whatever, but I was thinking I'm sitting at my desk with a customer that came to my company and just asking questions about this and that, and I'm
That's a good way of doing it. So you visualize
talking to a person that's sitting in front of me, and I'm just telling him. But then again, it was not. I don't know. I didn't feel like it was too corp. Yeah.
Yes, it wasn't written in a conversational way like someone was sitting in front of you.
I was missing
agreed.
this word. It was not conversational.
Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah. That's often the dilemma, though.
More and more companies are beginning to think about that now, Sam. So I am getting some corporate scripts through that are written more conversationally.
I mean, this isn't...
And they need to.
They do. I mean, I think that they've tried here. I mean, it's,
Yes.
there's a lot of contractions here. They're trying to use quite straightforward language. They're not attempting to bamboozle anybody, or I don't know. I felt it was, at the end of the day, it's quite a corporate piece, I suppose.
It's not your classic, here's Tom. Tom works in
Oh,
IT
but
security.
don't you feel that feels really kind of meh?
Oh, that. That's
true
about as
that.
unconversational as you can get.
Yeah.
But I'm still seeing scripts like that coming through.
Yeah, that's true.
But there we go. Let's have a listen to what you did with it then, Sam.
So what does customer intimacy really mean? We've split it into 3 key areas. Number 1, understanding. Through understanding what our customers want more clearly than the competition, we can better meet customer needs. Number 2, influencing. Through shaping what customers want and lending them our international insight, we can be better placed to deliver for them. And number 3, creating. Through co-creating new solutions to the challenges of today and tomorrow, we can be true partners to our customers.
I want to say a word that isn't the right word.
What? What is that?
I want to
word?
say throwaway.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yep.
In that conversational style that is way more intimate, literally as if you're having a conversation, but as if it's that whole direction that goes not announcery in any way, not like a voiceover artist. It's all that, isn't it?
It is, because it would be so easy to do. So, what does customer intimacy really mean? We've split it into 3 key areas.
Yeah.
1, understanding. And that just feels like...
Yeah, true.
Me.
And I was thinking.
Could you make that noise again?
I don't know, I have a kind of... I know that sometimes...
You have a phobia against it.
Well, just like, I don't want to be spoken to like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not. No, I don't like listening to such things. If someone would read it like, like you just showed. But I mean, the way you read it, the whole thing, it was really easy to digest. It's like talking to a friend.
Play, how do you say that? Well, it's worthwhile remembering that these are real scripts that we've been working on, but we have changed names and some details to avoid copyright issues.
We have now. I love your script, Mars. Tell us a bit about it.
So this very script that we prepared for today is a piece of a script for a gaming reel that I've written. A guy in a managing position is in a huge spice mining company, considered by many to be a tyrant, has been informed about one of their employees sabotaging the company's operations. He called him to his office to get rid of him. And the attitude here is supposed to be cold, calculated, and ruthless.
Do we have any idea about where this person is from, or is there an accent attached to this character at all?
No accent. There is complete freedom if it comes to accents here.
Are we thinking big man, little man? Weaselly man? Is there a picture of...
I guess whatever you bring to it, yeah?
He has pressed tie and things like that, and he's cold. And he has no emotions, almost. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sam, do you want to give this one a crack first?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Mr. Jefferson, we have learned that you've been purposely failing in your obligations to the company, claiming that, apparently, it contradicts your beliefs, have you not? So, as of this moment, you no longer work for us, and any assets accumulated for your family during your employment have been seized. Mr. Jefferson, you have been very foolish, thinking that playing against the largest space mining company in the world would be to your advantage.
Ooh, the venom.
Cold and mean. I got the cold and mean, that's for sure.
God.
Yeah. Certainly in that last bit, you've been very foolish. It's like, ouch, blimey. And you leant in. You had a bit of mic proximity there, didn't you?
I don't know. I just did it.
Yeah.
Did I? Yeah.
I thought that worked very nicely.
Okay.
You could almost see how evil and narrow the eyes were, couldn't you?
And you were piercing him with this, with your attitude. Yeah.
It was it was a nice
like
one to
that.
play with, actually, in that sense. Because presumably the guy that they've called in, i.e. Mr. Jefferson, doesn't know what they've come in for.
Yeah.
So there's that nice playful bit with, so as of this moment, what is as of this moment, he's thinking.
Yes.
So anyway, but it was a nice and a lovely piece.
I'm quite looking forward to this. And how often do I say that, Sam?
Very rare.
Okay. Let's try this then. Mr. Jefferson, we have learned that you have been purposely failing in your obligations to the company, claiming that it apparently contradicts your beliefs. Have you not? So, as of this moment, you no longer work for us, and any assets accumulated for your family during your employment have been seized. Oh, Mr. Jefferson, you have been very foolish thinking that playing against the largest space mining company in the world would be to your advantage.
You loved being evil in your read.
Do you know, that reminded me of the employer of Simpson, Homer Simpson.
Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns, indeed,
From
Mr. Burns.
Simpsons.
That's
Smithers.
Yes, it had that kind of yes. I've been watching you. Yes.
I quite enjoyed that, though.
Yeah.
It's nice to bring out a bit of evil. And I think I felt my eyes narrow towards him, because there's real contempt there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Listening to your versions was very good, because I never thought of such versions.
Interesting.
I was thinking about pacing and what he's gonna say exactly and things like that. The whole story, the surrounding, how the guy is standing in front of the boss, what the boss is doing, But I never thought of other ways of performing it. Yes, very interesting, very interesting.
If you had the script, so how would you do it then?
Let me try. Mr. Jefferson, we have learned that you've been purposely failing in your obligations to the company, claiming that apparently it contradicts your beliefs. Have you not? So as of this moment, you no longer work for us, and any assets accumulated for your family during your employment have been seized. Mr. Jefferson, you have been very foolish thinking that playing against the largest spice mining company in the world would be to your advantage.
Ooh.
Cold but distant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was like you were shuffling papers at the beginning, like, I'm ignoring this guy, and then you lent in. This is the killer blow. You have been very foolish. That was great.
And I don't care about you in any way anyway.
Yeah, loved that.
That was exactly what I was thinking the boss is doing, sitting behind his desk.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, he doesn't give shit about whoever comes in. He's just going to let him go in a very bad way, I should say, or cold way. And he's just, putting fire on his cigarette or whatever, or pouring himself a drink, and he's just looking at the guy like, who are you? Who are you actually?
So it's almost throwing away the top bit.
Yeah.
You've come in. Okay, I'm going to make you sit and sweat here while I just do this here. And this is what I really want to say.
Yeah.
You've been very foolish. Yeah, I like it. I love it.
It's why actors love playing bad guys and bad girls, really, isn't it?
Yes. My gosh.
Yes, he says with relish. Yes.
There's something so juicy about the evil characters.
How do you say that?
And now it's the wild card bit. So let's see if we can disrupt things a little bit and approach these scripts in a very different way.
Yes.
So, Mars, can you pick one of us for your wild card?
Okay, Samantha, it's going to be you.
Okay.
Go for it.
The
Your
axe
script.
fell on Sam. Okay.
Oh, for Sam's script, okay.
Yes. I would like you to read it. I don't want to sound bad, and I'm really sorry.
I'm
not
intrigued. Where are we going?
People at the school runs are very loud and annoying.
So we want a sort of gossipy mum in the school playing ground, basically.
Yes.
All right. Yes. Okay. I'll try and do that. So, well, what does customer intimacy really mean? I mean, we split it into 3 key areas. One is understanding. I mean, through understanding what our customers want more clearly than the competition, we can better meet customer needs, can't we? 2, influencing. Yeah. Through shaping what customers want, lending them our international insight, we can be better placed to deliver for them. 3, creating. Yeah, no. Through co-creating new solutions to the challenges of today and tomorrow, we can be true partners to our customers.
I like that. I thought you brought out that gossipiness just right. I could see that character. I could see absolutely what she was like.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that was great.
Bless her.
That was great.
I think you sound like you quite enjoyed doing
I
that.
did enjoy that. What a great character to play.
Too right.
So, who is picking next? So, I am picking something for you then, Mark.
Oh, yes. Okay, and then I'll think of one for Mars. Right,
Okay. So, actually, we're going to stick with parents, actually. But you are a parent who has misplaced their baby.
Right.
I give you nothing more than that. A parent, you can pick where you've misplaced it, where you happen to be. You have misplaced your baby and you are trying to find it. And I am going to give you script 2.
I
God.
knew you would.
Oh, God.
Okay. All right. Mr. Jefferson. We've learned that you've been purposely failing your obligations to the company, claiming that apparently it contradicts your beliefs. Have you not? So at this moment, you no longer work for us. And any assets accumulated to your family during your employment have been seized. Mr. Jefferson, you've been very foolish thinking that. Oh, playing against the largest space mining company in the world. Thank goodness would be to your advantage.
You found your baby.
I did find the baby.
You found your baby.
Behind the sofa where Mr. Jefferson had put him.
Of course, because Mr. Jefferson's like that.
That's why he doesn't work for us anymore.
I did love your urgency. It's funny because I possibly would have been tempted to be really worried, but actually I think your urgency, your urgent worry worked
Trying to
really
look,
well there.
Yes.
It was great. Yeah, and you could hear straight away at some point that you found your kid. Yes.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
good. Very
absolutely.
good. Awesome.
Yeah, I love the way you seem to be kind of rushing from somewhere else.
Uh-huh.
It's almost like you came to the mic. Yeah, it was really good. I liked
Well,
it.
good. That was what was in my brain. So I'm glad that came across. Lovely. Excellent. I'm going to go completely off the wall for Mars. Now, Mars, I've got an idea for you, and I'm going to give you your script because I think it's going to work better for this character. I would like you to think of big game show host, big Saturday night game show host TV show. Mr. Jefferson is the contestant, and you are the kind of smarmy big game show host in whatever style that you want. But I think that might be quite fun.
Okay, I'm going to try to do my best here. Mr. Jefferson! We have learned that you've been purposely failing in your obligations to the company, claiming that apparently it contradicts your beliefs, have you not? So, as of this moment, you no longer work for us, and any assets accumulated for your family during your employment have been seized. Mr. Jefferson, you have been very foolish thinking that playing against the largest spice mining company in the world would be to your advantage.
Lovely. And it's just what I love was you turned the negative statements and you made them absolutely positive by the way you delivered them. Beautiful.
Big positive. Yeah, no, that was so fun.
Really nice. And you can imagine
Okay.
the shining... I mean, quite obsequious, like all game show hosts are.
Yeah.
But it really worked. Well done, Mars. I like that.
Thank you. Woof.
And of course, if you want to play along in the privacy of your own sound booths, we have put the scripts in the show notes so you can have a try yourselves.
Yes, you can. Now, Mars, our question this week on the show is, as a demo reel producer, can you talk us through your process? Where do you start if a voice actor approaches you to create a reel? What do you do?
The first thing that we do is we organize, obviously, a meeting where we discuss the ideas, sort of like brainstorming the ideas about what should we write for the customer, but for the client. But also we ask a lot of questions about the client, a little bit of a background, and because the scripts that we write, there are 6 of them. For different sort of, how to put it, attitudes and atmospheres, there's going to be sadness and
do you
anger.
decide those, or is it the client that comes up with, I'd quite like to do a bit of that, I'd quite like to do a bit of that, or is it a joint process?
This is what we decide, but then again, for example, recently I've asked one of our clients, potential clients, that what scares you the most and what makes you angry? Because I wanted to personalize, write a bespoke script, because if you play on this very string that makes the person angry or emotional, it works far easier for them to get into the character.
And are we talking about mainly gaming demos?
Yeah. It's only about gaming demos. Yes. So afterwards we start writing them scripts, and then we organize a dry read session where we go through all of this and we discuss how we think it should be read, and obviously, because we have feedback from the client how he reads and stuff, we can manage.
And do you both direct, Mars, or does one of you take the lead on the day? Oh, okay.
Obviously, because there are 6 scripts, so 3 are mine, 3 are Ted's. So Ted.
Clever.
Ted directs his scripts along with me, obviously, and vice versa.
Do you always agree?
Good question.
No. But I reckon that's a good thing.
Good creative process, that, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
someone comes out with their input. I mean, Ted comes out with his input, and we think like, yeah, that's right. Let's try it, and then we leave whatever is the best. Yes.
And Mars, do you do sound design as well as Ted? Because we know Ted is very well known for his sound design.
Ted, at the moment, does the sound design. We discussed it, so we left it at that he does sound design.
So Mars, if you've got one tip for someone wanting a gaming reel, what would it be? Would it be to watch more video games, make sure that you know the genre? What would your one tip be?
Yes, it is important to know the genre, how it feels, what happens. I mean, YouTube comes with a great aid here, because you can watch all the new games how what happens there, and all the characters and protagonists, antagonists, and so on for hours. You can watch it, and you should repeat those scenes and think how it feels, what's going on there, because you have to realize, if you watch it, it's far easier for you to understand where you're at and what happened prior to that, what's going to happen in the very near future and things like that. But yes, watching video games, playing video games if you can, yes. But if you play a video game, you sort of you cannot put that much attention into what's going on exactly. I mean, although the cutscenes, you don't play through cutscenes in video games, but yes, YouTube is great for it. And obviously, acting background is very helpful because you understand how to connect with the character. It's far easier for you to do that. If not, obviously, we're going to guide you through it, and we're going to put you on the right spot. Yes.
Mars, there are lots of great tips there. Thank you so much. And thank you for being on the show. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Thank you for having me. I couldn't wait. Although I have to say, I was at some point I was almost, I mean, I do not stress easily if it comes to such things. No, I was not terrified.
Oh, some of our guests say terrified.
Yeah, I was a bit stressed if it comes to when I started thinking, will I understand? What should I do? You know.
Well, I hope it's been easy to understand.
It was easy. It was very easy. Oh my gosh, it's going to be impossible for me to understand everything. How should I act? You know, the wild card and stuff like that. And then I thought, come on, man, it's just in your head. Come on, just, you know.
I always think that's a really good thing, actually, because, you know, I always get that. I love a directed session, but I always get a frisson beforehand of, oh God, are they going to think that was a mistake hiring her, or am I going to be able to deliver what they're hoping to get from me? There is always that kind of slight worry that you won't be able to give them what they need. Yeah. But I actually think that's not, I mean, at the time, I don't think it's a good thing. But, you know, I suppose, you know, looking at it dispassionately, that's an okay thing, isn't it, really? Because it means that...
I guess.
Yeah.
Although every time I'm in the studio recording for a video game, the very first couple of minutes, like the first read, a piece of it, I'm thinking, okay, so the first direction comes in and I'm in the spot. Yes. And then I'm unpacked and it's going
exactly.
Well.
And then you relax into it and you just forget about all the worries or anything like that. And you just kind of live in the moment for it. But that little tiny bit of time just beforehand, with that slight doubt that maybe they'll realise that...
I mean, you cannot switch that off.
Yeah, you can't.
It's impossible.
Absolutely, yeah. Maybe it was the other Sam they wanted to book.
Well, it's been fascinating having you along. Mars Lipowski's details can be found in the show notes.
Yes, as well...
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. As well as today's scripts. In fact, actually, there is a really nice little library of scripts that we've built up over the
74 episodes,
74 episodes, exactly. So if you go back, there's a nice little library you can get your teeth into.
Nice.
So please subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. And please give us a review on Apple Podcasts, guys.
Yeah, it only takes a couple of minutes. That's it for this week. Thanks again to Mars Lipowski, and we will be back next week with more scripts and another voiceover guest when we'll be asking, and this is where we do it all together, Mars, the title of the show. How do you say that? Are you ready?
Yes.
How do you say that?
How do you say that?